Have you ever felt that disappointment of someone who didn't show you the appreciation that you felt you deserved? I think we've all done that. We've all experienced the harshness of that. We've poured ourselves into something we've labored, and our friend or our client or our boss or our family member, they didn't react the way we felt was appropriate for the amount of sacrifice that we made. I hate it when that happens. I hate the feeling that I get when that happens. It can be rather disorienting, can't it? And I want you to think about that in terms of how you see yourself, how you look at your life. Because the reality is different people value you for different things. Some people value you for who you are. Some people value you for what you can do for them. And some people only want to get something out of you, and it's not a value of you. It's a need they have from you, and they're not valuing it, they're using it. I want to talk about this a little bit, and I'm borrowing from something from a gentleman named Mike Breen. He talked about this in a relationship dynamic of how we can have a high value of invitation where we're inviting someone closer versus challenge where we're pushing someone in a challenging situation. In my consulting space and in my work that I've been doing with people in recent years, I've kind of applied this into the work environment, and I want to do that with you today. And so it's a little matrix here, and we're going to draw it up like this. We're going to call this a people value versus a production value. So in this matrix, we're going to call this high and this low, and over here this is high and this is low over here. Now I want you to think in this environment, if we're dealing with a high value of people, say in the workplace, perhaps you're a real estate agent and you've just sold your 4th house of the month and you're thrilled about it, and you're here celebrating that, and you're talking to some of your peers, and you've accomplished something, and everyone's celebrating you and saying, hey, that's a great job, that's a great job. And then 6 months later, you haven't sold anything else. You've had a high value environment there, but you haven't had a high challenge environment. We can go to the other extreme too. If you have a high challenge here and you've gotten your 4th sale of the month, and your team lead or your office broker, they walk into the space and they say, hey, that's 4 this month, but that's not enough for the year. You should be at 7 for the year. Let's get going, make those calls, get things done. You feel violated because you're celebrating the moment and the success, but this person's valuing your productivity more than who you are. And there's this fine line where we have to figure out how to relate with people in the sense of having value and having challenge at the same time. And here's really what I want to do, because you don't want to live in just one space or the other space. You've got to go back and forth in this space. There's a lot more that we can talk about that. And when I do some coaching, I do that with people where we go a little bit deeper. But here's what I want you to get out of this. If your value as a person and your value as a productive contributor is all wrapped up into your workplace, I want to challenge you to reprioritize some things. It's not because your workplace shouldn't allow you to be productive and shouldn't have a value for you, but sometimes we get so wrapped up in the thing that we do that we don't have all the other aspects of life that we're designed to have. And so here's my challenge for you. You need to have people around you. You need to have an inner circle. I call it a circle of 5 of people that are investing in you, that believe in you, people that when you're feeling challenged in this way where you're told you're not good enough because your production value isn't right, you've got people in your life who are going to come and they're going to challenge that, and they're going to remind you who you are, what you're about, and where you're going. And when you get wrapped up because you're being told you're awesome by a lot of people, you've got people in your life who are going to challenge you not to forget that there's still something you have to contribute, something that you get to bring out and bring your best to. So my challenge for you right now is to really give some thought to who are the people in your life and how are you building that inner circle. I'm so pleased to be able to offer this opportunity to introduce you to this idea of circle building. And we're going to be launching a collective here soon, and you have the opportunity to be a part of that. And through this 4-week conversation where we do some interactive teaching and then follow it with an immediate mastermind around that so that you can build out the things that we're talking about. The whole goal of this is not to get you to become a coaching student of mine for years to come. It's that over the month and the weeks ahead, you're going to be able to build a community around you that can act like a coach and that can challenge and champion the life you're trying to build. If you're wrapped up in getting frustrated and discouraged and overwhelmed by the things that are in your life, whether it's at work or at home, in your community, in your school environment, don't forget that your identity isn't wrapped up by that person's opinion. You need to have people around you that understand who you are trying to become, and those people will make the difference that help you to achieve the things you were created to achieve. Come on, join us for this study. It's going to be tremendous. You're going to grow from it, and at the end of it, you'll have the opportunity to implement it on your own, or if you want to continue in some additional training where we help take you step by step through the process, or even some one-on-one coaching, it'll be my honor to be a part of this. But the goal is to get a community of people around you that are going to help you thrive at life in a big way.